Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. Today I'm going over a recent report that Corey Lewandowski apparently is interested in running for governor in 22. This being added to the list that Republican Governor Chris Sununu is possibly looking at running in 2022 as well, and former Republican Senator from New Hampshire Kelly Ayotte is also exploring a run for either senator or governor in 2022. I want to talk about this because this is an interesting story I thought of what this means for 2022. Given the current political landscape, it was looking like 2022 was supposed to be a good Republican year, as all three houses of Congress, the presidency, the Senate, and the House, are all controlled by the Democrats. And typically, in a midterm year, the party who is not in political control usually benefits from a midterm, because midterms are often a referendum on the president, when most of the time the president's party's voters usually stay home and the opposing party's voters are more energized and come out to vote. Corey Lewandowski is a very interesting name to watch because Corey Lewandowski, who is one of President Trump's campaign managers and one of President Trump's most loyal allies ever since he started to run for president in 2016, lives in the state of New Hampshire. New Hampshire is a swing state that has voted Democrat a lot, but has not been opposed to electing Republicans, as shown by Republican Governor Chris Sununu. In 2022, there is a Senate race and governor's race both up in the state of New Hampshire. And Republicans, who no longer have control of the Senate, losing both Georgia races in a 50-50 tie, which Vice President Kamala Harris breaks, the Republicans are looking to gain back the Senate, and they're looking at potential Democratic pickups of where they could do that. And one of the most popular pickups for Republicans suggested is the state of New Hampshire. Because New Hampshire, not that long ago, did have a Republican senator in Kelly Ayotte, and still has a Republican governor, very popular in Chris Sununu, two House districts, one of which is pretty reliably Democratic, but the first district, however, I think it's the first district, was still very, very close, competitive, only being decided by about 5 percentage points or so. So New Hampshire, while it has voted Democrat recently, Republicans could still win here, which is why it's a very close contested race. And Corey Lewandowski announcing that he wants to run for governor, I think plays a very, very big effect on this. And a big effect on the story that we're going to be hearing a lot about in the coming 2 years, which is, where will the Republican Party go with the candidates they want to nominate? Are they going to go with the more traditional establishment, not as conservative, more moderate Republicans? Or will they go for the full-on President Trump Party Republicans? In New Hampshire, I think could very much be a microcosm of this. Assuming Chris Sununu decides to run for senator as planned, well, not really, he hasn't announced he's going to, but I expect Chris Sununu will run for senator. Chris Sununu runs for senator. This would set up an open primary on the GOP side for the governorship. I expect if Sununu runs for Senate, he'll get the senator nomination. But then, if Kelly Ayotte and Corey Lewandowski both want to run for governor, if the reports are true, then New Hampshire may be a microcosm vacuum for what the Republican Party will do. Will they nominate the Trump Republican and Corey Lewandowski, or will they nominate the traditional, more moderate liberal Republican and Kelly Ayotte? Now, Kelly Ayotte, back in 2016, she did endorse Trump, but then rescinded her endorsement of President Trump following the Access Hollywood tapes. And Kelly Ayotte was a very moderate Republican who was not very pro-Trump at the time. But Maggie Hassan, the current senator, did what many Democrats do in campaigning against Republicans in the last 4 years, in the last 6 years, which would be trying to tie every Republican candidate to Donald Trump. And depending on the state, that either works really well or really bad for Republicans and Democrats. New Hampshire is a state where Chris Sununu, who is a Republican governor who supports Trump, which I think is a very important distinction between a Trump Republican. He is a Republican who supports Trump. Corey Lewandowski is a full-on Trump Republican who has been with President Trump since day one. If Democrats want to try to tie Corey Lewandowski to President Trump, all Corey Lewandowski can pretty much say is, well, yeah, duh, I've been with him since day one. If they try to tie Kelly Ayotte to President Trump, Kelly Ayotte can try to defend herself by saying, no, I didn't support her. I didn't support him. So this all depends where the Republican Party and the Republican voters in New Hampshire want to go. Do they want the Trump Republican and Corey Lewandowski for governor? Or do they want the moderate Republican and Kelly Ayotte for governor? And will the two Trump Republican voters and just regular, more moderate Republican voters coalesce around Chris Sununu for senator like they did for him for governor. This is a very interesting thing because New Hampshire, I expect to get a lot of attention in the next 2 years as one of the only Republican pickup opportunities, because Republicans have races up in Pennsylvania and Wisconsin that are very close, as well as North Carolina. But Republicans, that means if Republicans lose Pennsylvania, then they're down one. If they hold Wisconsin and North Carolina, those are holds. For Republicans to win back the Senate, they need pickups. And if Arizona and Georgia don't go their way, they need a pickup, and that's why New Hampshire will be very important. However, the question is, which Republican Party will succeed? And 2022 could potentially be a Tea Party year like 2010, where a lot of more farther right conservatives run, and that could either help the Republican Party out, where they gain back the House, gain back the Senate, and they can get a bunch of new, more Trump Republican candidates in, or it could go the reverse effect, where they nominate too many Trump Republicans in too many not-so-conservative areas, and that ends up with a kind of Trump revolt, and then Democrats win. It's really, we don't know how this is going to go, but I think Corey Lewandowski announcing he wants to run for governor at the same time as Sununu and Ayotte are thinking about running as well is an interesting thing for what could the future of the Republican Party hold in 2022. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please remember to give this video a like and subscribe to my channel for future content if you really liked it. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next video.